All right, everyone, welcome to WKYC's Facebook Live. I'm Dave DeNatale. It's instant Cavs analysis as the Wine and Gold just keep on rolling. They beat the Phoenix Suns tonight, 120-95. That's 4 victories in a row now for the Cavaliers. Really starting to kind of pick things up a little bit now that Kevin Love is back in the fold. I think that's if you want a dynamite drop in instant takeaway from tonight's game, that's probably where you want to start, is that LeBron James doesn't always have to do it all by himself, and he's got somebody in the starting lineup that can help score, take some of the burden off of him. The other thing tonight was the bench really came through well. Let's kind of break it down by quarters. Again, Cavs with that win, 120-95, a 25-point win. They were actually outscored in the first quarter, 27-23. But here is where having reinforcements back makes a big difference. And the Cavs tonight had Larry Nance Jr. back, they had Rodney Hood back, and they had Tristan Thompson back. So all of a sudden now you're Larry Drew, the interim head coach for Ty Lue, and you've got options now on the bench. And you also have Jordan Clarkson, who had a big night off the bench. He finished with 13, a lot of those in the second quarter. The Cavs outscored Phoenix 39-18. And I mean, let's put it bluntly here. The Phoenix Suns are not a very good basketball team. They only have 19 wins on the year. But the most important thing is that the Cavaliers were able to dismantle an opponent that they need to dismantle, and that's what they were able to do. Third quarter, they outscored Phoenix 31-26, and then really were on cruise control for the rest of the game. It was that second quarter that really paid the dividends tonight. LeBron James finished with 27 points, dished out 9 assists, and had 6 rebounds. Kevin Love had 20 points and 6 rebounds. And then here's the bench for you. And these weren't all garbage minutes. These were important minutes. Jordan Clarkson had the 13 points. He also had 4 rebounds. Larry Nance Jr., welcome back to Nance. He had played really well for the Cavaliers since the trade, and especially with no Kevin Love in there, kind of helping LeBron out on the pick and roll. Nance tonight, his first game back, 15 points, 10 rebounds. That's a huge lift for the Cavs. And also getting rebounds tonight was Tristan Thompson. He had 10 rebounds in 16 minutes. J.R. Smith off the bench had 11 points, and then 9 for Rodney Hood. So all in all, just a real solid good night for the Cavaliers. They've won 4 straight. I mean, none bigger than certainly than the win the other night against the Toronto Raptors. But this is what you want to start to see as you get now down to 10 games left in the season. I mean, we're at game number 72. The Cavs at 43 wins and 29 losses. I mean, this is what you're supposed to start doing now as you kind of make your way towards the playoffs. You start to beat those conference teams that you need to beat, the Toronto Raptors and the Wizards and the Celtics and those teams that you're likely going to see in the playoffs. But when you have games like against the Phoenixes and the Chicago Bulls, you go out there and you win those games and hopefully not break too much of a sweat. And that was the case tonight for the Cavs. So looking at their schedule, not a lot of breaking down of this game needed. But as you look at the schedule for the Cavs, they'll have tomorrow off. They will start a 3-game road trip. On Sunday, they'll be in Brooklyn to take on the Nets, and then Tuesday, they're down in Miami for a matchup with the Heat, and then on a back-to-back, they go from Miami up to Charlotte to play the Hornets on Wednesday. And then they'll wrap up the month back at the Q 1 week from tonight against the New Orleans Pelicans on Friday night. And then at that point, you've got 6 games to go in the month of April. Now, you look at April, just a couple of games to star, and they're basically within 3 days of each other. Tuesday, April 3rd, that's another matchup against the Toronto Raptors, and then Thursday, April 5th, another matchup against the Washington Wizards. But it's all good tonight for the Cavaliers. I think what you're going to see now is Larry Drew, and whenever Tyronn Lue gets back into the fold, you're going to see them just kind of tinker with matchups, tinker with lineups. James says most of the Cavs' rebounds bounced into their hands. They normally stay out of the painted area on both ends. You take what you can get. I got to look at the rebound numbers tonight, but I loved what I saw just from the Cavs' standpoint. Didn't allow Phoenix to really get into an edge. 54 rebounds to 36 for Phoenix tonight. Sometimes, James, you're right. Sometimes rebounds just, you don't have to work very hard for them. They just kind of bounce your way. But when you get games where, Kevin Love only had to have 6 rebounds tonight. LeBron only had to have 6 rebounds. And here's the nice thing, because you were able to win in dominant fashion. James only played 29 minutes tonight. He scored 27 points in 29 minutes. Love had 20 points in 30 minutes, so very economical. Neither of them had to play very long. Get them out and get them ready for the next team. Carol says play as a team is the key to them winning. Yeah, it has to be. One thing you'll notice with LeBron, it's the assist. His assist numbers, I don't think have ever been as good as they are right now. He's understanding that, yeah, there are games he needs to score 40 points to win, but when you have Kevin Love back in the fold, and you have, Larry Nance Jr. back in the fold, and Rodney Hood back, you've got options. And, LeBron is able to drive and kick, which he does so well, and set the team up for success that way. But, Carol, I agree with you. The Cavs, they have to win as a team. It can't just be LeBron carrying them, because otherwise it won't work. It's not the way. It's not his DNA. He's got more of the Magic Johnson in him than Michael Jordan. He's a scorer who can distribute, and he loves to distribute. And the Cavs need to win as a team. Yeah, but you got to get everybody involved. There's no doubt about it. And games like this tonight, you get 5 in double figures. The other night, the Cavs had 6 players in double figures, and they didn't have Nance in that game. They didn't have Thompson in that game. Keep on, Kyle Korver is out too, so you're missing a key piece in the rotation. No word yet, by the way, on when Kyle's going to come back, as he's dealing with the death of his brother Chris. But at this point, actually, I think it's Kurt. I want to make sure I get his brother's name right, but. It's going to be a little bit before I think we see Kyle back in the fold. And, at this point, it's Kirk Korver, I'm sorry. They want to make sure that Kyle and his family are the top priority, but he'll get back here at some point. Chetty Oshman hopefully will get back here at some point as well. Another rotation piece for the Cavs. But a big win tonight for the Wine and Gold, 120-95. Again, they are in Brooklyn on Sunday to take on the Nets. We'll be back with you next week when they are back in action on the weeknights, and we'll give you instant analysis after these Cavs games. All right. Until then, I'm Dave DeNatale. Thanks for watching. And a reminder, my guy, Al Pulowski, will have highlights for you tonight on Channel 3 News at 11, in addition to Sarah Shookman with the news and, of course, Betsy Queen with weather. So we'll see you then. And thanks for watching, everyone, here on WKYC's Facebook Live.